Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. My name is Denise Merriweather. Hey, I'm live at 5. 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 Come on inside of the StreamYard room. Yes, it's Denise Merriweather. Okay, I see the red dress. Thank you for giving me my red dress on a Monday. Super excited to be here with you today, Sissy. Thank you so much for being in this space and sharing the video, showing up consistently, always an inspiration and an encouragement and a support to others. I appreciate you so very much and love you dearly. So listen. The question that's on the table today is, do you dream with your eyes open? Do you dream with your eyes open? Of course, you know this month is all about honoring your dreams. This year it's all about honoring yourself. Okay. Oh, your glasses are cute. Thank you, girl. These are my new specs. Come on, let's do it. I'm excited. I appreciate you and thank you so much for noticing. So look, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Denise Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program. It is the #1 training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, build a highly profitable business. Yes, the question is, do you dream with your eyes open? So look, so happy that you guys have made it here today on a Monday. Want to read this quote before we get this conversation started. I know you may be wondering, okay, what does she mean by do you dream with your eyes open? Nope. I mean, it ain't no trick question. I want to know, do you dream with your eyes open? Here's the quote for today that I came across and I was like, oh, yes, this is delicious. Here it is. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. That's by J.M. Power. Okay, so listen, let's get into this conversation about, do you dream with your eyes open? You know how I often talk about us living life coasting, right? Where we're behind the wheel of life and we're not really paying attention to where we're going. We don't know how we got someplace. Wake up. That's right. Wake up, Tiffany. We're not really paying attention to the roads that we're on. We're not paying attention to the signs, right? We kind of are coasting. And you know, it happens when you think or believe you know how to get to where you're going. You know, like when you've been down a particular road so many times, you're not really paying attention to the lefts, the rights, the signs, the colors of different things, the house numbers, the names of the street, because you've done it so many times. You don't really need to be paying attention. You're coasting. Put it in the chat. Stop coasting. Put it in the chat. Stop coasting. So when I ask this question, do you dream with your eyes open? I want to know whether or not you are paying attention really to life and what's happening around you. I was in a coaching session on Saturday, on actual Saturday morning, and I was talking to my client and I asked her, do you see what God is doing? Are you paying attention? Are you picking up on the signs? Do you smell what he's cooking? Like, sometimes we are so focused on going in the direction that we want to go in that we miss where God is leading us. Put it in the chat. Sometimes we're so focused on going the way we want to go, the route we want to go, that we miss where God is leading us. The question is, are you paying attention to the signs and to where God is leading you? And this is a faith-based business, so I don't have no problem talking about God leading, talking, speaking, directing. That is all good. That's what he does, and that's what we want to be locked into, right? Because it's all about purpose. Who lives a purpose-driven life? Put it in the chat. If you know you live a purpose-driven life, I want you to put it in the chat. So my question to you is, answer this question as quickly as you can. And I know I may be a little ahead of you, but do you dream with your eyes open? Do you dream with your eyes open? Sometimes I'm so focused on where I'm going, I miss where God is leading. That's absolutely. The question on the table is, do you dream with your eyes open? Yes or no? Do you dream with your eyes open? Okay, so the first thing that I want to put in your shanana, and that I'm hoping that you do. Sometimes when I have a dream and I believe God is speaking to me, I tend to write it down as quickly as I can. Like, I have a Bible study I'm preparing for inside of Southside Everywhere, and he gave me the title of the night, and he told me, override the hard drive. Put it in the chat. Override the hard drive, right? And it just deals with our mindset, our programming. and I'll definitely teach wherever he leads me. But when I got the message, when God told me override the hard drive, do you understand? And I went and I wrote it down, because a short pencil is longer than a short memory any day. Do you get that? Sometimes you just got to write this stuff down. So when God is speaking to you, or you feel a nudging, or something telling you to do a particular thing, the question is, do you write it down? What do you do? Do you take action on it right away? What I'm starting to do as I continue this journey with Christ, I start to move quicker and faster on the things that I hear or that I believe he's saying to me, right? I ain't trying to miss nothing. I ain't trying to miss no open doors. I ain't trying to go run into closed doors. I'm not trying to drive my car down the wrong street to a dead end, right? Because sometimes we're so focused on what we want and where we're going, we miss the signs that God is leading us, and we could be going down a road that don't have an end, right? Or a road that traps us where God don't want us. And then we wind up having to reverse and go back in the other way. Okay, Linda, I see you inside the chat. Thank you so much for being here. So listen, here's what I want you to do. The first thing that I want you to do you dream with your eyes open? Do you dream with your eyes open? And again, for those of you who missed the quote at the beginning, go back and get the quote. Do you dream with your eyes open? The first thing I want you to do is to hold a picture, right? Because when you sleep at night and God gives you dreams, or if you're dreaming and you walk in, sometimes he talks to me in the shower, I hold what it is that I see. Do you have a picture of what it is that the dream looks like? Do you have it? If so, snapshot it in your mind, draw it out on a piece of paper. That's why people do vision boards. That's why people have different aids to assist them with what it is that they see or that they believe that they're going after. Because the last thing you want is to have it already in your hands and not realize it because you don't have no idea on what it looks like. Number two is be intentional. Now, look, this whole coasting, like 2024 is it. Put it in the chat. 2024 is it. I'm not playing around, no shucking and jiving. Like, this is it. I'm really going to honor myself this year, because that's what our theme on this platform is all about. We're not about to be talking about doing stuff that we're really not going to do, right? I've been going through this process of planning my year and committing myself to the goals and the things that I've set forth. And the coach told me, only write down the things that you're declaring, right? That you're going to have in your possession, your hand, when the clock strikes New Year's, when 2025 is coming in, meaning on December the 31st of 2024, I will have what? And I want you to do the same thing while you're dreaming and you're holding this picture and you're being intentional about your everyday life. Make sure that the things that you're doing, that you put on your calendar, that you put, thank you so much for being here for the first time online too, Linda. When you are aligning yourself with your activities for the day and you going through the things that you're planning to take your time, because here's the thing, you can't get back time. Like, once you spend it, it's spent. And you know how we talked about how our dreams, our goals take effort and it takes time? Put it in the chat. It takes effort and it takes time. You don't want to purposely waste time. Like, sometimes things wind up not working, but it's not a waste of time, because the things that don't work out, you learn from, right? So it's a learning experience. It's good time. It's like good trouble. It's good time. It's time well spent. But you want to make sure that you're intentional about what it is that you're doing. The last thing you want to do is get to the end of the road and figure out you was on the wrong road or you heading in the wrong direction. And number 3, so be intentional with your time. Don't be wasting time. Make sure that you're doing items and things that's leading you closer to that dream, that picture that you have. And then number three, it's all in the details. Put it in the chat. It's all in the details. Sometimes, do you know, Dr. Roz said this. Dr. Roz said this, I don't know how many years ago, but it stuck with me. We were in one of my trainings. I think it may have been on a Saturday morning. It might have been Queenpreneurs Academy. And she was talking about, how you can be in the right neighborhood. Like, you somewhere in the vicinity, you're in the right place, but you walk up to the wrong house, right? Right neighborhood, wrong house. Don't find yourself in a situation where you're in the right neighborhood on the right street, but you go to the wrong house. It's in the details. What is it that you see? What is it? Blue? Is it purple? Is it red? Is it long? Is it short? Is it bright? Is it dark? Like, the details of your life should be vivid for you, and you should know what they are. If you walk up to a particular coach, a trainer, a speaker, a conference, you know that there's something that you want to learn, but when they start speaking, you can't tell that this is not the person for you or this is the person for you. Remember how I talked about last year or maybe the year before about people who are transactional and people who live and their experience is transformational? You got to decide and prevent walking into transactions that's not going to transform your life. You want to be in transformational situations. And if it ain't transformational, don't sign up. Don't go. But it's in the details. It's in the focus. It's in being intentional. It's in you holding the picture. It's in you knowing what it is that you're looking for. Having clarity on what's in your hand or what's about to be in your hand. You cannot coast in this life, not paying attention to what it is that you're doing, what it is that God's doing for you, what it is that you're looking for. Because I promise you, you're going to get to the end of the road and you're going to be at a destination and you're going to be wondering, how in the world I get here? I never had the intent on getting to this road. But that's why you got to consistently check in. And here's one thing. I believe the minister name is, I know his last name is, maybe it's Noel Jones. Noel Jones. He talks about how God gives us like breadcrumbs, like he's consistently leading us to where he wants to go. And the reason why he doesn't give us all the pieces of the puzzle, all the details all at one time is because he don't want us to think, number one, we're doing it on our own. Number two, that we prevent or fail to check in with him to make sure that we're still on the right path. The question is, do you dream with your eyes open? Now, there's one thing about this dreaming with your eyes open. Pay attention. Tiffany said it earlier. You got to wake up. You can't be coasting. You got to pay attention. You got to be clear on what it is that you're looking for. But I tell you, if you're already halfway through this month and you don't have a picture of what your 2024 is going to look like, you behind the 8 ball. And I ain't even going to sugarcoat it. I know it's not a Clutch of Pearls Wednesday, but I need you to buckle down and get a picture. You do not want to continue to walk through this life, this month, this year, without having a picture of what it is that you're created and have created for yourself. So when you're standing at the end of the year, you actually have what it is that you wrote down. Does that make sense? Do you dream with your eyes open, y'all? Do you dream with your eyes open? Do you see what God is cooking? Do you smell what he's cooking? Can you see in your life where he's leading you and he's guiding you? And if not, you need to prepare yourself for a day of silence. I know that one is coming in March. I'll release the date soon, but you need to spend some quiet time, get some stuff down on paper, do the work, put it in the chat. I will do the work. Do the work this year. Do the work. Come on. You got to do the work. It's going to take effort. It's going to take time, but it's okay. Nobody said that it was going to be easy. He never said that. Never, never, never. If you saw that somewhere, show me. But he didn't say it was going to easy, but I promise you, it's going to be worth it. Put the work in, ladies. Let's go. Let's go get it. It's our dreams, the things that God has placed in our heart. And if God didn't want us to obtain it, he wouldn't have placed them there. I don't believe my father would ever place a dream in my heart for me to never be able to obtain it. Do you get it? That means you got to put the work in. You got to do the work. The message on this past Sunday was all about when the children of Israel was going over to the promised land. And Joshua was handing out the different allotments of land. And remember, there was a group or a tribe that actually had to do some work. They had to clean trees. They had to put some work in order to realize what it is that God had promised them so many years before when they went to scout out the land. Do you remember that? And then some of them was like, no, we can't take over, the people there, they're giants and we're like grasshoppers to them, right? But when you get that picture that God has given you, you know how Sealy and Nettie said nothing but death to keep me from it. At some point, your dreams have to be such a greater burn that regardless of how long it takes, how much effort, how much time, that you're willing to do the work, you're willing to stick with it until it is realized. Because remember, God is always preparing you for what he placed in your heart. Do the work, and I promise soon enough, you will have it realized in your hands. Always looking forward to serving you. I'll see you back here Wednesday, 5 o'clock, Friday here, 5 o'clock for the Love at 5 with Denise Merriweather. Hey, I'm live.